The Blackhawks are back in action, ending their 3-game road trip today in Ottawa. Can they salvage 2 points? Let's hope so. We'll preview the game next on the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show. Happy Saturday afternoon. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary with Bet365. I'm Jay Zawaski. That's Mario Tirabassi. Chloe Thiel's here running the show before all hell breaks loose in these studios for Bears-Packers night. Right now, we're the only 3 people here.
It's nice and quiet.
By the second intermission, it's going to be a
nice
little different around these parts. So
a lot of commotion.
Big day here at CHGO. We're glad you chose to.
Anxiety.
Yeah, a lot of brags, a lot of brigs. We're glad you chose to take your time and be here with us. But CHGO is where you need to be all day for all your Bears and Packers post-game and pre-game needs. But in the meantime, we've got Hawks and Sens.
I just saw who's starting for the Senators, and I don't think it's a real person.
Oh, let's see. Who is it?
Levi Merilainen.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
who could forget?
Levi Merilainen and Arvid Soderblom is your starting goaltending matchup for this barn burner.
He's
in
buns.
Ottawa. This is now I don't even like. Now I'm even more upset now because in the post game you couldn't beat Levi Merilainen.
Oh, you know it's coming. Yeah,
you know it's coming.
He's bad. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how bad he is or how great he is.
Yes. All right. We've got Jeff Flashel from pregame today. We're going to do that first. There's not a ton there about today's game. So then after we play today's audio, we're going to go back to yesterday after practice because he was a little more specific about players' ends. So you're going to hear this probably totals about 4 minutes of Jeff Flashel. So we'll do today, talk about that. Then we'll do yesterday, talk about that. And by then, we should have the full lineup for you here on CHGO Blackhawks. In the meantime, hit that like button for us.
Felino said that he had to check some boxes before he could play. Did he happen to check the boxes today?
Nick will not play tonight.
Fan was asking me, how do you determine how often to play like the emotion card or the anger card and the right frequency to bring that out?
That's an interesting question. It's I think there's a feel to it. First of all, it's kind of what's inside you at that moment as a coach, and sometimes you're more angry than others. It doesn't mean you shouldn't control your emotions. You should, but it can't be fake. But with that said, you got to understand. To me, it's like anything, like raising kids, like whatever. If you constantly yell, pretty soon it gets old, and they stop hearing you. If you yell every once in a while, they hear you. And so that would probably be the biggest key factor.
How much is every once in a while, do you think?
That I don't know. I'll let the players answer that.
The team's had a ton of success against Ottawa in recent years. I know you weren't here for that, but do you think there's anything to that, or how do you think this matchup?
I don't think there is anything to it. I was in Tampa. I think we hadn't won in Philly forever, and it was just a weird kind of thing. Or Detroit, that was that way. We hadn't won in Philly forever. And it just sometimes that happens. We don't play them frequently enough to say there's really anything totally towards it. I know they're a really good hockey team. They're on the brink of being a really, really kind of consistent playoff team. So it's a good. It'll be a good battle tonight. We got to play great hockey, and the more we can play great hockey and put ourselves in position to win, then that's kind of what our goal is.
Is the message before the game any different than it was the past 2 games, or?
No, not really. No, it's same kind of messaging. We're looking for ways to continue, I think, to play pretty good defensively and ways to create a little more offense, and so we'll continue with that messaging.
All right, there is Jeff Flashel today saying there's not a ton to the significant, success over Ottawa. I kind of agree with that. It's a team you don't play that frequently, and you go back 3-4 years with this team, and it's completely different roster, completely different players. It's there's not a lot to it.
What was the stat that the Hawks had that they hadn't? It was something that they like beat last year. It was something like they hadn't beaten a team at home in like 21 games or something like that. What the heck was it?
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
I don't think it was a divisional team.
No.
I don't know. But it just goes to show you, like, I think that stemmed back to like the Cup years. It's just like sometimes those random stats are just completely random stats, especially for non-divisional opponents. And yeah, the last couple of years, teams just go through different roster turnovers and obviously different coaches. It's just a weird stat at that point.
Yeah, I don't read too much into it. So we got your goaltending matchup. What's his name? Levi Merkelinging?
I think it's Levi, but there's two E's, so it's Levi, Marilainen, and Arvid Soderblom.
Well, and we were chuckling about the numbers of one Levi Marilainen, and they are better than Arvid Soderblom in both goals against and save percentage.
He's literally Soderblom because he was bad, and then he was good, and now he's bad again.
Well,
so Arvid Soderblom was bad, then he was good, and he's bad again.
Well, when we saw the news that he was starting this game
5 minutes ago,
my first instinct was, why would you not go with Spencer Knight? You haven't played. You had yesterday off. You need to sort of stop the bleeding here. And Arvid Soderblom, and the way he's been playing lately, is not doing anything to stop any bleeding. And look, maybe he'll prove me wrong. And maybe at the end of this game, we'll be celebrating a Blackhawks win, and Soderblom will be great.
It's going to be a 1-0
but there's
shutout.
There's
for
nothing
Soderblom.
I've seen lately that indicates that's on the horizon. He's been giving up goals early, which gets the team behind very quickly. And it's really, really hard to recover from that. When your confidence is hurt already. I don't know. I think you got to do everything. And I know it's a game against Ottawa in the middle of December, but this game feels bigger than that. It feels like they have to come away with 2 points from this one.
Yeah. I mean, I said it this morning. I need this win personally.
Win it for Mario.
Because it's been a rough stretch, and the players are, of course, if I'm feeling it, if you're feeling it, if the fan base is obviously feeling it, the players are feeling it too. They've got like 3 wins in their last 15 games. Like it's been bad. So this is again another opportunity to go out and try and reverse some of those negative vibes, some of those bad trends, and find an opportunity to win a game on the road. You win this game, you come back from a road trip that didn't go well, but at least you come home with the win. You feel a little bit better, right? You go into that next home game on Tuesday feeling a little bit better. And I mean, yeah, you could say the exact same thing for the Senators, that they have an opportunity to jump on a bad goalie, but so do the Blackhawks. They got an opportunity to jump on a bad goalie. They had the opportunity to do that in the Montreal game, and they didn't.
Yep.
And we heard about it from Jeff Blashill after the game, talking about passing up shooting opportunities. Cannot do that tonight. I'm going to guess that Levi Marilainen's, if you get pucks on him early and challenge him early, he's going to have a struggle bus kind of game, the way that Dobish had, but you just didn't get pucks on him. So, and I'm sure Jeff Blashill made that message clear over the last 48 hours of, you bums are not passing up shooting opportunities on my watch anymore.
Yes.
I hope that's the case.
The quote, I believe, I'm trying to find it from the other day. This is Jeff Blashill after the Montreal game. You can't pass up a shot in a scoring area. We literally passed it out of a scoring area into a non-scoring area. That's nonsensical. We're going to have to simplify that piece of it and make sure we have much more of a shooting mentality. We've got the lineups. Here they are. If you saw what they had in practice yesterday, that's what they are. Nazar, Bertuzzi, Burakovsky, Dickinson, Moore, Mikheyev, Green, Teravainen, Donato, Doc, Lardis, and Lafferty is your fourth line. Vlasic and Crevier, Grzelcyk, Levshinov, Kaiser, Murphy, Arvid Soderblom starts. So why don't we hear from Jeff Blashill after yesterday's practice?
What is that fourth line?
I don't know. Where he talks about the mindset of those lines. He kind of says, we might actually use them, but they are ultimately using them. Let's hear what he had to say about it, courtesy of the Blackhawks.
Forced out of new line combinations. I guess what was the thought process behind some of them today?
Well, we'll see what we do tomorrow. You know, one thing practice is for is to try different stuff out. You know, ultimately, I think Frank Nazar line was productive last night, both from my eyes, from scoring a goal, and analytically carried a lot of the play. I think, you know, the other lines, it potentially just gives a little bit of veteran presence with Greeny there, and Morsey gets a chance to kind of play in a line that, you know, fits some of his skill set with his speed, and you know, Donna gets a little bit more opportunity. So just kind of moving around, see how it goes.
What have you taken away from Lardis' first 3 games, and what's your advice then for him?
Well, he's done fine. It's a hard league, and you know, I think this is a good opportunity for him to see what it's about. He's been, I think, close to having an opportunity to make some plays. I think, you know, getting those opportunities in the scoring areas is the hard part in this league, and especially if you're not going to separate yourself with your size or your speed necessarily. Not that he's not fast enough skater, but it's hard to separate yourself. So now you got to, you know, really use your brain. I think the good thing of putting those 3 together is they were comfortable. The hard part is it's hard to carry a line in the NHL, and there's nobody to kind of carry that line. So it's, you know, it's probably a big ask of those guys, and I just think they were starting to lose some steam and some momentum. And so this gives, you know, just spreads it out a little bit and allows a guy like Lardis to you know, just play with some guys that have been a little bit more veteran presence and see how that goes for him.
I didn't realize that was Vlasic's first minor of the year the other game.
In Toronto?
Toronto. Yeah. Do you have any ideas how he's been able to, or have you been impressed by his ability to stay out of the box?
I didn't know that either. I think there's a positive to that for sure. You're not taking hookings and holdings and those kind of things. I think I'd be okay if he took a cross-check every once in a while. I think there's a positive to that too. So, you know, I think I don't necessarily, again, there's a positives and negatives to certain penalties. And part of what, you know, our D-Corps is still learning to be is hard to play against, and sometimes that's a cross-checking penalty. But certainly you don't want to take hookings and holdings and things like that.
Well, like you said, Nick Lardis is getting close to creating opportunities to score. Enjoy your time with Colton Dach and Sam Lafferty. Makes no sense to me.
The only way that I can try and get into Jeff Blashill's mind with that decision is that Colton Dach and Sam Lafferty are players that will strive to get to those areas, those hard areas of the ice, to create chances around the net, go and get pucks out of the corners, and potentially get the puck to Nick Lardis, who's a guy that's got a little bit more skill, got a good shot, and then force Lardis to play that style alongside Dach and Lafferty.
To be the attacker, kind of?
Yeah, to kind of be like, hey, this is where you got to go. This is what you got to do to try and create chances. Only problem is Colton Dach and Sam Lafferty aren't guys that get a lot of puck possession. And I don't know. To me, that looks a lot like Pat Maroon with Craig Smith and Lucas Reichel.
Yes, it does.
So
yes, it does. I mean, and
we've pounded our head against that wall. So I guess we're going to do it again. It doesn't make sense that Nick Lardis is down there is my point.
Yeah, if you're putting him on the fourth line, then why not just look, there's one thing we know this team needs is a little bit of testicular fortitude and get someone that can go in there and finish a check. Then you got to give Samuel Savoie a look at some point. And I know he's sort of like jokingly like my guy, but like that's exactly what this team needs now. If you're going to put your call up on the fourth line, either have it be Landon Slaggert, who's going to come and provide an energy game, a physical game, or a guy like Samuel Savoie who's just going to come up here and wreak havoc and try to make an impression and bring a spark. You're putting and you mentioned your thought on this. The other thing I could see is Dach, Lafferty, and Lardis will draw the easiest matchup defensively. So maybe in that way you're getting Nick Lardis some better looks than you would get if he was on the top six,
I guess.
So maybe he gets a few more scoring chances. Maybe he gets one and it builds his confidence. I just think at this point, I'm not in the build confidence game. I'm put the best lineup out there to win. And I don't think putting Nick Lardis on the fourth line is putting this team in in the best place to win. I don't know.
I mean, when you're talking about at the end of the game against Montreal on Thursday, and you're talking about passing up shooting opportunities, Nick Lardis is not a guy that passes up shooting opportunities. That's not been his MO in the OHL or the AHL this season.
Right.
And I know he missed. He duffed it on a wide open net late in the game, but he's a guy that's going to fire the puck. So put him with people who are going to give him opportunities to shoot. And I just don't. I don't know. My eyes don't tell me that Colton Dach and Sam Lafferty are the best options for him to do that. I don't know. I again, we talked about after that game Thursday night of mixing up the lines, and there's a little bit of mixture on it. So we'll see. As much as I want to, as much as we can bemoan Lardis being on the fourth line, it's going to come down. I would say it's still going to come down to what the top three lines do in trying to generate offense. The first line's unchanged. You move more up, Teravainen down, and Donato goes up to the third line. So you got Teravainen, Green, Donato. I think you're still probably looking at that as the same style of play of Dickinson, Mikheyev, Teravainen, where that's going to still be more of a defensive line. But maybe, you give Donato an opportunity up the lineup. Maybe he can try and get some more shots on goal, as we've kind of been talking about. And then you put a speedy guy with speed in Mikheyev and Dickinson. So you add a little bit more speed and I guess some offensive pop potential in Oliver Moore alongside Dickinson and Mikheyev, and at least someone who I would think if they have a shooting opportunity is going to take it over Teuvo, who would try and pass it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, this lineup is with this lineup sans Bedard, you're still searching for who's going to grab a game by its balls.
They're not on this roster. They're just not. Frank Nazar is the one.
Frank did it in the last game.
He did his best to do it last game.
Yeah, but it can't just be him.
But so kind of what you're describing too is so I'm trying to find a format in these, and when things are tough and you don't really have anyone that can grab the game by the balls, as you said, you just kind of want to go for balance. So I'm seeing, aside from the top line, you have defense, offense, defense, offense, defense, offense, with Dickinson, Mikheyev, Moore, Teravainen, Green, Donato, Dach, Lafferty, Lardis. Maybe that's the mindset, is you've got two guys on the bottom, 9 that can defend and one guy that can score, theoretically. That's offense first.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thought. I don't know. Look, here's the thing. I don't love Nick Lardis on the fourth line, but I'm not punishing Oliver Moore, who's been one of the team's more effective players lately in terms of effort, in terms of doing the little things that Jeff Blashill wants. So you're not going to put him on the fourth line. Mikheyev has been a guy who game after game after game gives you everything he's got.
You know what you're going to get from him.
Are you putting Teuvo on the fourth line? I wouldn't be totally against it, because he hasn't been playing well. And I'm going to excuse him a little bit because his face is swollen. His face looks like mine now. It's that puffy.
But it's not like he was a 300 shots on goal per game player a season before that, and then now he's passing. That's his thing.
Right. There were things about his game that were annoying us before the face injury. So
yeah, I would say if you're not going to shoot the puck, then I would put him down on the fourth line. Be like, all right, now you're gonna be in the defensive spot. If all you want to do is play defense and pass the puck, that's fine. We'll put you in that role.
Yeah. I just, one of the things that I wanted to see from Blashill, I know we were seeing it early, was kind of an equal playing field for everybody, where if you're performing, you're promoted. If you're not, you're not. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say playing on the third line with Ryan Green and Ryan Donato was promoting Teuvo Teravainen, but I don't think it's a demotion either. So he's got to be better. This is one of the guys we talked about before the last game of when you've got a young team, the youngest team in the NHL, struggling to get points, struggling to get wins, struggling to get goals. You need these proven veterans who have been winners throughout their career to guide you out of this, and they haven't. The only guy really who did anything aside from Spencer Knight to guide you out of it last game was Frank Nazar. Mm-hmm. And Frank Nazar can't be your emotional leader and your offensive leader at age, what is he, 22?
21. He'll turn 22 pretty soon.
No, that's an unfair expectation on Frank Nazar.
Yeah, well, I mean, so some players are built to carry that, and I think Frank can do it sporadically. Like, we saw it in last game, but he can't do it 82 games a year.
Right.
Connor Bedard is a guy that I think with the players around him right now could do it for a full season, and he was. But Frank's not that player, at least not right now. And he's still not fully realized as an NHL player, but he's got to have this has to continue to be a group effort. It's got to be, if Frank's going, you want Burakovsky going alongside him, for example. Or if it's, Mikheyev's got a game going, let's have Jason Dickinson going with him. Like, it can't just be one guy out of the forwards group or even just one guy per line. You want to have a little bit more of a, guys going alongside each other. Like I said, like, you don't have to have all 12 of them doing it, but if you have enough guys playing their role and then enough guys kind of leading the charge, then you can find something while Connor's gone. And then if you do that enough, it becomes habit. And then when Connor comes back, you have this habit of these other 11 guys are going to carry their weight. And then you add Connor to it and it brings it to another level. I want to answer Devin's question real quick.
Yeah.
Yes. Crevier has more shots on goal than Teuvo Teravainen does.
That cannot happen.
Crevier is actually 6th on this team in shots on goal. Most by a defenseman. He has 47. Other players that have more shots on goal than Teuvo Teravainen: Colton Dach, Ryan Green, Matt Grzelcyk, Sam Renzel, and Artem Levchinov. Teuvo is 12th on the team with 37 shots in 33 games.
That's not...
I know his shot is not his game, but for a forward to basically be 1 shot on goal per game and a guy who's supposed to play in a top 6 role...
And it gets power play time.
Come on, man.
Like, there's got to be more. I know it's not his personality. He is not a dominant personality. He is not. It doesn't matter. You don't have to talk to score.
Yeah.
Just if you say don't celebrate, I'm shy about celebrations. Fine, right?
That's fine. Yeah.
Put a little sign on your jersey like, please don't hug me. It's cool. It's fine. No touching.
The thing with Teuvo is like his play style works when he doesn't have to do too much, I'll say, because his first stint with the Blackhawks, look at those rosters. He didn't have to be the guy kind of player. Goes to Carolina for them now the majority of his career. He hasn't had to be the guy player. He's been the supplemental player, and you can be a pass first guy when you're passing to Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov and so on and so forth. Then you come back to Chicago. It's not like it was when you left it, and you're looked at as being one of those driver guys. You gotta kind of snap into that mode a little bit. Being too passive and being too much of a secondary guy is a detriment to this team. And I want him to do more. He's been on those really good teams and those cup winning teams. He's been in that atmosphere. Draw that back in.
I think there comes a time when veteran players, I mean, look, when any player has to adjust based on the situation. And this is a point right now where the Blackhawks need someone to step up. They need someone. I call it the Kyle Calder rule. Even bad teams score goals. Someone has to score goals while Connor Bedard is out.
Taylor Radish, Andreas Athanasiou. These are 20 goal scorers in the last 4 seasons.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah.
While you wait. And it's unfair to expect it from Nick Lardis, who is this will be his 4th NHL game, 5th, whatever it is. Like,
4th.
You guys who are making $4 million or more are the ones who should be saying, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to let Andrei Burakovsky off the hook here either.
No.
Because that's a guy who is paid to score and has been a 2-time cup winner on really good teams and has put up points. And I think for the most part, people have been pretty satisfied with his play this year. He's playing well. He's picking up points. But, man, I would like to see him drive possession for a shift and not fumble the puck in the neutral zone and have a game that ends with Connor Bedard out with 4 or 5 shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
That is certainly within his abilities. Certainly it is. There just has to be more of an attack. And I know the mindset is we've got to defend, especially now with Bedard out and Blashill's messages, defense leads offense, and that's valid. But when you've got the puck, you should not still be defending. That's how it feels sometimes, is we've got the puck. Well, you're not scoring. We're just going to skate it around, pass it around until we throw it into a corner, and then you're off the other way. But at least we killed 30 seconds off the clock by having possession. No, have possession, puck on net. Should have been the case against Dobish in Montreal. It's got to be the situation today against Levi Jordash or whatever his name is.
Marilinens, I think.
Jordash, the other Gene brand that I can think of off the top of my head.
I thought you said DoorDash.
DoorDash too.
Gene brands.
Jordash. Jordash is probably before your time.
I don't know what that is.
They were all the rage in the 80s for jeans. All the sexy women wore Jordash jeans.
I've never heard of that.
Gene brands.
Only Levi's.
Name 5. Go.
Levi's, Jordash, True Religion.
Yeah. Khloe Kardashian.
And what's the one? It's on Randolph. Damn it.
Can you phone a friend?
They're really expensive. I'll never buy them.
I have a different one.
Go ahead.
BDG.
BDG?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Jeans.
Wrangler? No one said Wrangler?
Oh, Wrangler, yeah.
Chicago. Madewell.
Madewell.
Oh, Madewell.
I thought Madewell was cheap.
No, Madewell's
no,
expensive.
it's not.
Because it's Madewell.
My wife likes that brand. It's not cheap.
And 7 jeans?
7.
I
Lucky.
think my sister
Lucky brand.
wore those.
Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle. They make jeans. Yep.
Sure. Yeah, 7 jeans. See, I know stuff.
This is what you come for, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
We do have a super chat we got to get to before we wrap up too.
Yes.
This from Joey says, keep up the good work, guys. I know the less logical side of the fan base has made things worse recently, but your show keeps me coming back every postgame and pregame. Let's go Hawks and bear down. Thank you, Joey. We appreciate the kind words. And as Joey encourages you, sort of indirectly, hit that like button for us. We do not have enough likes. We would appreciate those very, very much.
Jordash is Swedish DoorDash. I like that one.
Jordash, yes.
Jordash. That's a good one.
Who was the, let's see, Jordash? I feel like Cindy Crawford did Jordash.
She did Diet Pepsi, right?
She cannot sing.
She made the shoot the puck at the Chris Chelios night.
She did. She did do that. Oh, yeah, Guess jeans?
That's what I said, yeah.
Let's just talk about jeans instead. Just let's ignore the Sydney Sweeney ads.
Yeah.
That were a little bit
What's the
problematic.
I'm trying to think of the brand of jeans that the jeans I wear regularly are still the jeans that I bought at Marshall's on the way to the show when I spilled coffee all over my current pair of jeans.
Spilled coffee.
That was like 2.5 years ago. So they've actually been pretty good. It's like called like Oak and Steel or something like that. I don't know.
They sound very comfortable.
It's a
My pants are made of wood and metal.
They're very
These
flexible.
Are great.
No, they've been pretty good. Like I said, I got them at Marshall's like on my way to the studio because I remember texting you and Greg like I just spilled coffee everywhere. I need to go get pants.
Mine are Lee brand jeans from Kohl's. I use my Kohl's cash and everything.
My favorite jeans are from Walmart.
Really?
So good.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yep.
I got my snow pants are from Walmart.
They have a good selection.
I think my snow pants are like 15 years old, but they're still pretty good. There's some snowboarder brand I can't think of off the top of my head.
Well, guess what?
Anyways, the
more
Blackhawks
conversation about pants in the post-game show. You know what's going to happen today, by the way? Nick Lardis and Teuvo Teravainen are going to go off. Arvin Soderblom's going to allow one goal, and we're going to look like idiots, but we will take it.
Thank God.
We will
take
take it.
That's the case.
No, make us look as stupid as possible on this the post-game show.
I want Teuvo Teravainen scoring a hat trick and flipping off the camera. That's what I want. Directed at us. That's what I
think that is very likely.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely going to happen. All right. Well, more jeans conversation and maybe a little bit of hockey in the post-game show.
And a Bears pregame.
show.
From us.
Coming up after Hawks and Sens, we'll talk to you in about 2 hours and 40 minutes on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.